Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN, and welcome to the Lakers post-game show on ZSPN on YouTube. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the San Antonio Spurs tonight in the final night in Staples. That's right. The Lakers will be playing officially in the stadium called Crypto.com arena. And guys, I have to say, when it comes to this particular night, the Lakers suffered a an embarrassing loss against the San Antonio Spurs in the final night in Staples. And I have to say, when it comes down to it, it is not the type of night that I want to remember because, Staples Center has been, well known for a lot of memories, championships, and players who made their names on that arena, from the great late Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, you name them, all of them, all the greats, Lakers legends. I mean, they put their stamp on that particular name and brand in that arena. But now there's going to be some new ones, and hopefully, when it comes to the new arena in Crypto.com arena, hopefully there will be some great memories being made for many years to come. So, but when it comes down to it, guys, I mean, the Los Angeles Lakers, when it comes down to it, they didn't show any effort. I have to say, okay, there were no show, and we could put a lot of blame about how the Lakers, why they did not perform to the best of their ability. Number one thing that obviously comes into every Laker fan's mind, and that is the Lakers are shorthanded. Okay, we don't have our players to, they're out due to health and safety protocols. And obviously, when it comes down to it, I mean, the Lakers did not have the repertoire to really show some effort to win this game. But, when it comes down to it, I mean, that's the only excuse that I had to put out there. But, the Lakers in general, I mean, if they were like showing some fighting chance and lose to the San Antonio Spurs by down by like 10 points or something, then that would have been a great effort by the Los Angeles Lakers due to the circumstances. Not having Anthony Davis, not having, Malik Monk. Just this morning, actually, I just found out that Trevor Ariza is out due to, I guess, something that he's dealing with. I forgot what it was, but he's also out. And the rest of them, I mean, Austin Reaves and those guys, I mean, they are all still out. Avery Bradley, those guys, they are still out with, with health and safety protocols. And Frank Vogel, the coach, he's out too. So, when it comes down to it, I mean, we can put that sort of blame also. But at the same time, I should have honestly would love to see the Lakers showed some like fighting chance when it comes to, potentially, trying to win or just trying to show some fighting effort against the Spurs. But I didn't see that. And the only guy that really, once again, stepped up in his part for the Lakers was LeBron James. I mean, LeBron James, he went out there and performed out there. He scored 36 points, had 9 rebounds, and I believe he went 2 of 7 from the three, but that's not a good percentage. But, he's making shots and making threes to help the Lakers out. But, when it comes down to it, I mean, that was the only Laker out there, in my opinion, that really showed up and tried to win this game for us. But unfortunately, it's not a one person job. I mean, it is a team effort to show how to, show some effort and try to win games. It's not a one person effort out there. So I have to say, great job out there for LeBron James. I mean, he is carrying the load for the team due to the circumstances, not having Anthony Davis on his side, and the rest of them. Obviously, it really hurts when it comes to losing easy, winnable games like the San Antonio Spurs. So, I mean, it is very heartbreaking to really watch this Lakers team, how they've been playing, and, especially of all nights when, they're playing the last game in Staples. So, obviously, hopefully more memories will be made after Crypto.com Arena. So obviously, I already said that, but when it comes down to it, it would have been nice if the Lakers won that game in the final night in Staples. But it is what it is. But great job out there for the King. And then when it comes to the rest of the Lakers, especially from the bench, I mean, I have to say, guys, that the bench, no, excuse me, not the bench. Let me talk about the starters. The starters, in their part, they didn't show up whatsoever. I mean, they were outplayed by the San Antonio Spurs, especially the young guys on the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, I have to say, guys, it is very disappointing how the Lakers were playing when it comes to, just playing against those guys, and they were just outplayed. And if you look at the chart, for those of you actually are watching this video, you guys can check it out. But if you guys are listening to me on podcast, please, bear with me. I mean, I'm recording on YouTube, but if you're listening to this on podcast, please go check out my YouTube channel, ZSPN on YouTube, and I'll show you all the stat line of how the Lakers play tonight. But for those of you who already know it by now, there's no need. But when it comes down to it, I mean, the Lakers tonight, the rest of them didn't show up whatsoever. It was a similar, lineup, but, instead of, just not having Anthony Davis on the starting lineup. So when it comes down to it, I mean, Russell Westbrook, yeah, sure, he put up numbers. He had 30 points. Okay, not bad, 7 rebounds, but he led the Lakers tonight in maybe five turnovers out there. But it's not anything new. But when it comes down to it, I mean, if I had to give another Laker out there who tried to help LeBron out and tried to help us win a game, I would have to give it to Russell Westbrook, because he showed some effort, especially when it came to the second half, having 30 points. I mean, not bad. But when it comes down to it, I mean, he should really start to step up for the Lakers, especially due to their circumstances of not having, their players around them, and I already mentioned them, but I just really wanted to see Russell Westbrook step up out there, and slowly we're starting to see him, be the guy that we were looking for from him. I mean, but when it comes down to it, he just needs to step up more for the Lakers. But other than that, 30 points. I mean, not bad out there for Russell Westbrook. But the rest of the Lakers, they were no show whatsoever. From Dwight Howard and THT, who had 13 points, but I'm basically done with the guy, to be honest with you, because I already said this in my last video. His efforts as of late for the Lakers have not been very interesting to watch, and when it comes down to it, once his this is personally coming from me, and I think I speak for most Laker fans, that once his contract approaches for him to be traded, hopefully, the Lakers find a trade partner and gets some help for us, because, it is just not working out for him. I think he should go somewhere else that he can really show some effort and some energy, or, his repertoire, whatever you skill set, whatever, somewhere else. But, as the Los Angeles Lakers, who are looking for championship aspirations, which still in the distance, but it's, I guess you could say it's on life support. But when it comes down to it, I mean, THT is not really cutting it for us. But we just need somebody in a similarity to what we have been hearing from when it comes to trade interest for the Lakers, from Jeremy Grant, and when it comes to, I'm trying to think about some others, Christian Wood from the Houston Rockets. If those particular players are in the Lakers' radar, then hopefully the Lakers can pull the trigger on those to potentially target for a trade. But other than that, there's some others like Miles Turner and stuff. But obviously that's a long shot for me, and just having that reassurance for THT to be in the trade block is just something that the Lakers should really look forward to when it comes to fixing this team and hopefully gain some momentum moving forward. So um, that's my hope. That's my hope. So, but other than that, when it comes to the rest of the Lakers, from the bench, um, not a lot of effort. I mean, other than Carmelo Anthony, I believe he put maybe 9 or maybe it was 11 points out there. I mean, he was trying to help the Lakers out tonight, but the lack of energy and the lack of shooting from the bench was just unacceptable in my opinion. I mean, I had to say, I mean, the Lakers should have somehow showed some effort, especially when it comes to players like Isaiah Thomas. I mean, sure he's on a 10-day contract, but as of late he has been showing some glimpse of his normal self. But when it comes down to it, I mean, only scoring, I believe he only scored 2 points out there. I mean, there was just not a lot of effort because the last time I checked his stat line, it was like in the third quarter and he played like 16 minutes and he only had 2 points. I mean, that's totally unacceptable for a guy who was trying to get back to the NBA, and just for him to be where he's at. I think he should show some more efforts on the court. And other than that, you know, who else was on the bench that stepped or showed some effort? I can't really think of one. I mean, only maybe Carmelo Anthony, but he was just on his lonesome. I mean, trying his best. So, other than that, not a lot of effort from the bench for the Lakers to gain some momentum. But unfortunately, it just wasn't the case. They got embarrassed. They suffered a loss against the San Antonio Spurs, and when it comes down to it, uh, I hate to be on a loop and saying this, but I mean, I've probably been saying this for these past couple of games now. Um, the Lakers will bounce back, I guess. I mean, I hate to go that route, but, just due to the circumstances, players being injured and some who are in health and safety protocols, it's really hurting the Lakers' chemistry and atmosphere of not having the right players in place originally and just, try to win games. And, the Lakers at one point were going in that route, but, once the COVID hit, the Lakers, it kind of changed a lot. And now the Lakers are they're in their fourth game losing streak, all because of it. So I mean, it's just a crazy, crazy atmosphere for the Lakers as of late. And the only guys that been stepping up for the Lakers was, obviously LeBron James leading the way, then some help from Russell Westbrook, and some key players here and there, but they're not really showing a lot of efforts from their part. So it's kind of like a 2 to 1 man show for the Lakers to, pull something off. And, obviously it's not working out. Not working out, but obviously we just have to be patient, just wait on some players to come back. And when it comes down to it, on Christmas Day, the Lakers will be facing the Brooklyn Nets. So on Christmas Day, so when it comes down to it, we just have to wait and see who will return. Still remains to be seen who will potentially return. Maybe it will be Malik Monk, but that's a long shot because we're not even sure what's going on with the guy. I mean, at one point he was out of protocols, and then he's went back in, and it's just a weird time when it comes to him trying to come back to the Los Angeles Lakers. But hopefully he comes back to us very soon and gets so we can get some help when it comes to the bench role, bringing that energy, and hopefully the rest of the Lakers as well, from Avery Bradley and who else? Trying to think about some others. uh, Austin Reaves and stuff. So those guys potentially returning to us, still remains to be seen, but hopefully they come back to us very, very soon. So we just have to wait and see, and hopefully the Lakers, once those players return, maybe things will get starting to get back up, and hopefully the Lakers will start winning games after that moving forward, and we just have to wait and see. So guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel. Please make sure to like all of my social media sites: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter @ZSPN. I'll leave the links to my social media sites in the description of this video, so you guys can check out my social media sites. And of course, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you will know when I upload on this channel. And once again, please, guys, make sure to, I believe, subscribe or follow me on podcasts. I'm also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, ZSPN on podcasts. So it's basically the same content that I give on YouTube, only you can listen to me on the go on podcasts. It is just basically same thing, only I just transfer everything that's on the video to the podcast. So it's basically the same thing that you are listening to or watching, only you can listen to me on podcasts. So make sure to just show me the love support on my podcast. You can listen to me on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, whatever podcast distributions you listen to. So I really do appreciate if you'll show me the love support for that. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.